Map work. What is a map? A map is a symbolic depiction of specific features of a location. Maps provide basic visual information about the globe. By displaying the sizes and shapes of nations, the locations of features, and the separations between locales, they impart knowledge about the world. Maps can display patterns of settlement as well as the distribution of various objects on Earth. In a city neighborhood, they can display the precise locations of homes and streets. Characteristics of a map: scale, title, key, and direction. Map makers, also known as cartographers. They produce maps for a variety of uses. Road maps are used by travelers to plan their routes. Weather maps are used to create forecasts by meteorologists, who are scientists that research the weather. Maps that depict geographical features and present land uses are used by city planners to determine the locations of parks and hospitals. Equator, North Pole, and South Pole. The North Pole and the South Pole are the two fixed points on a globe. The equator is a hypothetical line drawn so that it is always precisely midway between the two poles. It creates the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere, two equal sections of the planet. The term parallel latitudes refers to a certain set of lines that are drawn between the two poles in an east-west orientation. The term meridians of longitude refers to the additional set of lines that connect the north and south poles. The latitude of the equator is 0 degrees. Any two latitude parallels are always the same distance apart. There are 7 continents in the world. Who can recall them? North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, Australia, and Antarctica. Compass directions. What is a compass? A compass is a tool used to find your direction. A compass has 4 primary points: north, east, south, and west. In between the primary points are points. Those are northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. To collect and evaluate data for their maps, cartographers employ a variety of geographic tools. Aerial photographs, an image of the terrain captured by a satellite, aircraft, or helicopter. A location's key features are easier to see at higher elevations. Digital satellite images, pictures captured in orbit by satellites. Computers combine images to create digital images. These images are used in Google Maps. Geographic Information System, GIS, specialized map. Computers record, store, and present information at every place. The viewer can obtain information about the location by clicking on it. Fire and emergency personnel use it to find information on pipelines, power lines, and sewers rapidly. Maps frequently include grids, symbols, and scale. Grids. Grids make it easier to find locations on a map. Latitude and longitude lines frequently make up the grid on small-scale maps. Parallel to the equator, an imaginary line that surrounds the center of the Earth, latitude lines extend east-west around the planet. From pole to pole, longitude lines extend north-south. There are numbers on the latitude and longitude lines. Coordinates are the precise position of a place determined by the intersection of latitude and longitude lines. The grid is frequently populated with letters and numbers on maps with more detail. The grid's boxes may be titled A, B, C, and so forth across the map's top, and 1, 2, 3, and so on across its left. Let's locate the objects below and record the grid reference beside the image. Symbols, also known as map keys. On a map, symbols are tiny images that represent various features. Symbols are frequently depicted to resemble the things they stand for. For instance, a mountain is frequently represented by a triangle. A collection of dots that may resemble sand is frequently used to depict a desert. Little forms that resemble trees could be found in a forest. Like a train's track, a railroad can be represented as a line with bars drawn across it. Study the map above and answer the following questions on a separate sheet of paper. What building is in between the pet shop and the grocery store? What building is located in front of the church? What building is on the left of City Hall? How many streets should I take before I reach the hospital? What body of water will you see near the school? What buildings will I pass on my way back from the cafe to the school? If I visit the waterfalls and I want to go to the lake next, what directions should I take? Scale. What is it? Every map is a scale replica of the real world. The scale of a map shows how the distances on the map relate to the real distances on Earth. A sample fraction, a verbal scale, or a graphic scale can all be used to convey this relationship. The most prevalent kind of graphic scale resembles a ruler. It is a horizontal line that is marked off in miles, kilometers, or another unit of measurement for distance. It is also known as a bar scale. Different types of scales. The first is word scale. For example, 1 kilometer on the ground is represented by 2 centimeters on the map. Second is ratio scale or a fraction scale. For example, 1 to 100. 1 centimeter on the scale is, for example, a meter in real life. Number 3 is a linear scale. This is a good way to show the scale on a map. Thank you for joining today's lesson, Grade 5s. I hope you had fun learning about maps. Keep exploring and stay curious. See you next time.